Hey everybody, Katie here. I'm back with another video, back in my car apparently. A lot of these videos are going to be coming from hopefully on the road, on the go, so I guess it makes sense to be sitting in my car. Here in Oregon, it looks like we're going straight into fall, full effect. It's raining, it's cold. I got my hoodie on. I may also still be wearing flip-flops. It's a hard habit to break, but it was kind of a bad idea because I'm a little chilly. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to bring you another video. The podcast is still being worked on. The first one's probably not going to come out for at least another few weeks, but I wanted to keep kind of bringing you guys some content here on YouTube. And I do actually have something important I want to talk about in a little bit, and I'm going to have an actual actionable thing that I'd like you guys to do for me. But I'll get into that in a little bit. But first, I did want to bring you kind of like an eBay tip. Even though this isn't really like a how-to channel, I'm not going to be doing a lot of like teaching people how to do eBay or kind of like going into that part of it from a seller perspective. But I recognize that probably the majority of people who will be following me and watching this this channel as it develops and listening to the podcast are going to be sellers. So, and I have already had a number of you reach out to me with questions, particularly those of you who are kind of just starting out and you're just looking for some advice on like how to grow your business. Or maybe some of you that have been doing this for a while but are just looking for more motivation. So I'm going to go ahead and try with each of the videos that I do come out with, give you some sort of like either a tip or answer a question or do something like that. So hopefully you'll get a little something out of that beyond just the things I want to be getting into around community and building an eBay community. So my tip for today, the thing I want to talk about today, particularly going into Q4, which of course is a huge part of the year for those of us who sell on eBay, is talking about creating a schedule. So, the really awesome part about being a seller on eBay is it's like you're your own boss. So you get to create your own schedule, you get to do your own thing. But a lot of times that can actually backfire because you get kind of like caught up in this idea that you get to decide what you do. So it's really easy to put off the stuff that maybe isn't as fun to do the more fun stuff, whether it's like you like to source more, or you like to, maybe you like doing pictures or listing. I don't know. For me, I'm pretty lucky that I naturally kind of like to have a balance. I like to do a little bit of everything. But even me, when I first started, I was kind of at a loss as far as like kind of the flow of things in the process. And so I came to a point where I recognized I needed to have a real schedule. And so for me, it's kind of developed into where now I usually go sourcing 2 days a week. I do like to have like a really good balance. I don't necessarily like to do like all my pictures one day and then listings on other days. So usually I'm taking pictures most days of the week. But the biggest thing is that I'm listing every single day. And I don't necessarily think everybody needs to list every single day, but you do need to list regularly. So if you can make yourself some sort of schedule, whether you are doing this full time or you're doing it part time, figure out some sort of set schedule where you are doing certain things on certain days or certain things at certain times of the day, and set some goals for, what you want to be listing. And so I think a really good way of doing that is having like a listing goal for the week, but then having a goal daily, like a minimum that you want to hit daily. So for instance, for me, I really like to average at least 100 new listings a week. I don't always hit that. And sometimes I do more than that. And a lot of times, like a daily goal, I try to get to 20, but like a minimum of 15 a day. And again, I can do more. I personally try to list every day. I think, ideally and probably a more healthy approach would be, since you are working for yourself, you're going to be working more hours than you would if you were working for someone else. But if you can do like 6 days a week, take the day off, take a day off that you need, take a day off for your family, but be listing at least 6 days a week. I think if you're doing this full time, really try to have at least 5 days in the week where you have a full-time schedule. And then maybe that 6th day, at least be doing some listings, and on the 7th day, not doing anything. Again, anybody can do their schedule any way they want. Let's say you're part-time. You could be going out sourcing on Saturday, and then on Sunday you could be taking pictures of 30 items, and then you could try to do like at least 5 listings a day during the week, if you can manage that. So I just think it's super important that you be listing regularly, but also that you find a really good balance between sourcing, taking pictures, listing. You just want to make sure that you are holding yourself accountable. You know, you're your own boss, but you're also your own employee. So if you were your own employee, would you keep you on? Would you give yourself a promotion? Would you give yourself a raise based on your performance? And you need to be setting guidelines for yourself, so you're doing really well with that. So that's kind of my big tip for this video. And again, like if you have any questions, you can put them down below. I'm going to have my contact information down there, so you can always contact me directly if you have questions. And I'll always try to answer some of the questions if I think they'll be helpful to everybody else. So yeah, so on to the next part, like the big part of this video that I really wanted to address. So as I was describing in my last video, kind of the focus of this channel and the focus of the podcast is really more about lifestyle within eBay. It's about building community and getting people to be more involved with the other members of the community. And I also really want to focus on the idea of giving back. I am a huge believer that what you put out into the world comes back to you. And so for me, I really try to take things from a very positive approach. I try to treat people well. I try to do things for others. And I think all of that does come back to you. I know that's kind of like a big concept, and it's kind of vague in general. But I think overall it's the truth. But I also think that giving back and doing things for your community and becoming more successful in your store or with your business, I don't think those are mutually exclusive. I think that those can and do work together really well. I think that there are some real tangible ways that that's true. And I'm going to be getting into that a lot more with this channel and with the podcast. Ways that, you know, your involvement in the world around you and your contributions to things bigger than yourself can actually come back and have an actual impact on your bottom line for your business. I think that's very true. And again, I'll get into that more as we kind of get more into this. But today, I just want you to kind of trust me and follow me on this, and take this opportunity that I'm going to give you today to kind of be a part of something bigger. And so a lot of like what I am involved in and want to be more involved in is doing more for some of the nonprofits that are like in my community and in a bigger community, and particularly in the eBay community. As most of you probably know, you know, there is a program through eBay where you can actually designate a charity to get a portion of your sales when you do a listing. There are a lot of charities out there who actually sell on eBay. And in fact, with the Shine Awards that I was involved with this year, and I was one of the winners of, one of the categories that they do is for eBay stores that are actually charities. And last year's big winner was Lori Wong from the charity Reflections of Trinity, which is an organization out of Georgia. And they do a lot of different things within their community, but one of the big things they have is a food bank. They do a lot to feed the people within their community. And a lot of the ways that they fund their organization is through their thrift store, and they sell online. So they have a store on eBay. And so they were a part of the Shine Awards last year, and they won the big award. And so this year when I was in Vegas, I actually met Lori, and I got to hear more about her story. And there were some other Shine people there who heard about, you know, her story and her organization's story. And one of the big takeaways that we took from that was that they were looking for a truck. They needed a refrigerated truck to be able to pick up perishable donations so that they could further serve the people within their community through their food bank. They, you know, people come in, they get food. They also deliver it kind of, you know, similar to kind of like a Meals on Wheels. They deliver it to people who can't come in and get it themselves. And so they were looking for this refrigerated truck because they had the opportunity to get perishable donations, but they didn't have any way to pick them up. So as we were sitting there hearing the story from Lori, a few of us decided that we wanted to do something about that. We wanted to, as Shine people, as Shine alums, like get together and try and raise money to help Lori and Reflections of Trinity get this truck that they needed. And so we've been doing that now for, I guess, over a month now, trying to raise that money. We originally were trying to raise $13,000 to try and get this truck. We were able to raise roughly about $7,000 so far. Lori did go ahead and get a truck. It turned out that a refrigerated truck would be a little bit too expensive, but then there was a new solution where it was to get a regular truck, and then they get these big refrigerated blanket things that I guess you put like in a cooler, and then when they go out to get the donations, they wrap the pallets with these cold blankets, and that was a good solution. But the truck did end up costing around $17,000, so they were able to put the down payment on it, and now they have to do payments. So we're still really committed to getting this truck fully funded. We want to get the rest of the funds to be able to pay off this truck so they can direct their resources to more important things, to actually serving people. But the truck is out there. It's being used. This last week, they were able to serve 25 more families than they normally have been able to serve. So that's like probably over 100 people more that are being served. In addition, Reflections of Trinity is very involved in disaster relief. So the truck that we have been helping to purchase has already been used to pick up donations and to send donations to disaster areas that were affected by the hurricanes and the flooding. So the work that we've been doing to raise money for this truck and for Lori and for Reflections of Trinity is already having like this huge impact. So it's been super awesome to be able to do this within the eBay community, to be able to help a charity that's involved with the eBay community. It's been really rewarding. And so we just want to keep that going. All right, so now this is where we have an opportunity to do something to help finish the fundraising for this truck. eBay has come out with this really awesome opportunity. eBay for Charity. They are doing this thing, I got it down here, right here. Basically, they're calling it their favorites giveaway. It's called Let's Play Favorites. And so what they're doing is any charity that's enrolled in the eBay for Charity program, where people are, sellers are able to designate a charity to get a portion of their sales, are basically entered in this giveaway. And the way it works is up until October 4th, I think is the last day, anyone can go to the website and basically favorite their favorite charity that's enrolled in the eBay for Charity program. And at the end of the time, the top 3 charities that have the most favorites are going to get a cash prize. And I believe the top cash prize is $10,000. So the charity that gets the most favorites is going to get $10,000. Well, guess what? We raised $7,000 for a $17,000 truck. We need $10,000 more dollars. So this would be an amazing way for everybody, all of you, to help us to win this prize for Reflections of Trinity. All we got to do is get enough likes, get enough favorites, and they will get $10,000, and we'll be able to fund that truck. So all I'm asking from you guys is that you follow the link below. I'm going to have the link to the page directly to the Reflections of Trinity, so you can go ahead and favorite it. You just have to have an eBay account. So most likely you're a seller, if you're a buyer, whatever you are. If you have an eBay account, you just have to log in, and you can select Reflections of Trinity as your favorite. And we're going to keep doing this. And if you can favorite it yourself, if you can share it on your Facebook page, if you belong to a Facebook group, an eBay seller community, anything like that, if you can go ahead and share this and try and get other people to favorite it as well, it's like it doesn't cost you any money, and you're going to be able to help support this campaign to raise money for this truck to get this funded so we can keep doing really good things. So again, I'm going to have the link below. So please, please, please click on it, check it out. I'll link to Reflections of Trinity so you can learn more about them, give you more information there. If you want to donate money, the GoFundMe page is still live, that we're raising money for the truck, so you can definitely do that, and I'll put that link down below as well. If you can only give through PayPal, you can actually donate directly at on the Reflections for Trinity website, so I'm going to link that as well. So I'm going to give you lots of ways that you can be a part of this and help out. But number one right now is just that you follow that link to the eBay for Charity website and you favorite Reflections of Trinity. It's super easy. It's going to take you like 2 seconds. And then on top of that, if you are willing to share it amongst the other people in your community, that would be fantastic. So let's just come together here, work on this. Let's make this happen. It's so doable. This can be just a real chance for you to give back and be a part of this. And hopefully this is just the start. I would love to through this channel and through the podcast, I'm really hoping that I'm able to inspire people to get more involved in a lot of different ways. And it's going to be stuff like this too. Because I really do think it's rewarding. It's going to help, it's going to make your quality of life like so much better. It's going to make you more motivated to succeed and to go out there and do more. It's going to, again, help you with your business. There's so many ways it's going to help you. And I just want all of you to kind of have that amazing feeling that you get when you are a part of something bigger than yourself. Because I think that's what life is really about. It's not just about working to get by, to pay your rent, to pay your mortgage. It's really about being a part of something bigger. And so if I can inspire that in some of you, then that's just going to be the best thing ever. So again, follow the links below, subscribe to the channel, give it a thumbs up, hopefully, and share it with your friends, and let's make this happen. Awesome. Thank you guys, and I will see you later.